Oh, wow, you look like a superstar this morning. Yeah, looking fresh. Now, we are hanging out with another superstar this morning. She was born and bred in Cape Town. Singer and songwriter Simone Booysen grew up in a musical family and got involved in a church's worship team during her high school years. Now, today, she is a high school teacher herself, passionate about teaching sciences, and a love for music has further developed as she has written and recorded original music. Take a look at this.
My story starts with you. Mother, my friend, words can comprehend my love for you, and I'm so grateful that God chose you. I'm so grateful to call you Mom. I'm so grateful that God
absolutely beautiful this morning. Simone Booysen now joins us in studio to debut that brand new single, Constant, for our Gospel Monday performance this morning. Welcome, Simone. Welcome.
Hi.
I know there's only a few of us in studio, but we try. We try to create a vibe.
I'm loving the energy here.
Your music video kind of took us away a little bit. It's very wistful and beautiful. It must be so cool seeing the end result of so much hard work. But I've got to ask, take us back to the beginning, because you've got a stunning voice. Your tone is absolutely gorgeous. You could have gone pretty much any direction you wanted. When did gospel become the thing? When did that kind of grab you and clearly keep you?
Yeah, well, I grew up in church all my life. My parents were worship leaders for over 20 years.
Wow.
So I'd like to think I was
no
born to be a worship leader.
No.
So from the womb, I think, it transferred over. And the minute I started in church, I just knew this is exactly where I belong.
Feels right.
And that feeling you get when you found your thing, and you just have to keep going with that. So I knew I had to pursue it. I knew I had to go fully after it. And yeah, church is where it all began. And God has always been central to our family, central to our life. And so I can't do anything without Him.
I love that you found your purpose at such a young age. But tell us about it. Constant, a brand new single, exclusively on your Feel Good Breakfast show. What was the inspiration behind that track?
So, during lockdown, my parents are pastors, so they were getting lots of calls of people having such difficult times and people just really struggling with what was going on. And it just led me to sit at the piano at night and sing songs that were just true and things that you just knew, because everything around us was changing all the time. We couldn't predict what was going to happen. And so when I sat down to write Constant, I thought, in the middle of an unraveling world, there's one thing I know, that there's one person who stays constant, there's one person who's never going to change, and I'm going to hold on to that. And so I thought that's what I'd write about, and just hopefully get everyone to remember that He's the one who's going to stay the same yesterday, today, and forevermore.
It's amazing how many artists kind of found their truth during this time, having the time to actually be creative, to sit and write, just to go and do it. And so often you're dealing with the real world. In your case, obviously you have a day job, and that day job is looking after beautiful kids. How old are the kids that you teach?
Well, I teach from grade 10 to grade 12, so 16 to 18. I know I don't look like a matric teacher, but I am a matric registered teacher. I'm a matric. I really, really love my job. I'm one of those people who's been fortunate enough to fall into both their passions and realize that, my life is purpose-filled, it's purposeful, and I particularly wanted to do this today to remind my kids that, sometimes things scare you, and sometimes opportunities pop up, but guys, you got to jump.
Are you nervous? Are you scared today? Sure.
Oh, I'm nervous. Absolutely. It's national television. I mean, in my brain, I'm like, don't mess up. Just don't mess up, man.
How do your kids feel about you singing? Because obviously they know you've got this kind of dual life.
I have so much explaining to do. I just got messages like, ma'am, please explain. What is
Do they not know that you can sing?
They do know that I can sing, and they know that some of them know I have a YouTube channel, but it's not something I discuss because when I'm in class, we're talking
Gotta
science,
focus, girl.
you know?
You
That's
gotta
what we got to
focus,
do. I'm talking about process skills, critical thinking, you know, that's, we're on it. Come on, learn the periodic table, let's go. So this is very different, but 100% I know they have my back. They support me through this entire thing. I'm sure they're awake right now. Even though it's school holiday, I'm sure they're awake just to
You
support
can still be in
me
your
today.
pajamas, it's all right, as long
Definitely.
as you're watching and supporting, yeah?
It's okay, just pretend it's a Zoom lesson.
Yeah.
And go with it.
And they're probably so excited to see their teacher on screen this morning. What have you prepared for us today and for the rest of Mzansi?
So today we'll be doing, I don't know what songs came through, but I think Father of Wonder. And basically, my only intention for today is that I hope that whatever we experience here, people experience at home. Because it's one thing to sing really nice, it's one thing to play really nice, but all I want people to do is experience exactly what I'm feeling. I really hope that you get to feel the same thing today.
We're going to hit you in the feels. Let's take a look at the poll, in fact, to see what the people are saying, where the thought is at the moment. And it seems pretty even right across the board, in fact. Look at that, depths of your love, getting 36%, Father of Wonder, 36% as well. And the goodness of God chasing third with 28%. It looks like a bit of a two-horse race at the moment, pretty even. Would you mind which song you sing? Do you have a favourite?
Definitely Father of Wonder, because that song is just so life-changing, and it's just about understanding that when you experience God, how can you ever be the same?
Well, you look excited, we look excited, yeah. Well, stay tuned as singer-songwriter Simone Booysen will be performing 3 inspiring tracks for Gospel Monday in just a few moments. You don't want to go anywhere.